Sonja here from Domestic Diva DIY. Welcome to my Christmas DIY series, and let's get started. So I am going to be making a little sign because it is what I do. I love making signs. I am using this cheese board from Dollarama. This was, I believe, $4. I have a different setup on the back. I was originally going to buy a new one, but then I thought, well, why not just use the back of it? I'm not using it for anything else. So I'm repurposing, well, not repurposing, just using it another way. And then I'm going to use acrylic paint in Christmas green, in black, and in deep red. So you need some paintbrushes. Oh, and I also am using some white chalk paint by Rust-Oleum. And then I also have two stencils that I will be using. This one was cut with Cricut, and then this one was cut with a heating tool, stencil heating tool, I think it's called. My friend made this one for me. So first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to paint this board with black acrylic paint, and I'm going to completely cover it. Okay, so that is fully covered. I'm going to let this dry, and then when it's dry, I'm going to add my stencils on it. So this had some time to dry, and now I'm going to do a little bit of lines on here for just to give the board a little bit more dimension. Just about done with this. Paint still kind of working through it. See, I'm not crazy about the way it looks. With that, I'm gonna try and use my, actually, I might do my white, if I find it, chalkboard marker. Going to use a bit of a sander just to smooth it out a little bit, blend it in. Okay, now I'm going to stencil on my Merry Christmas, and for that I'm gonna go with my off-white, my Annie Sloan original.
It's a little messy, but I will clean it out with some black paint.
And then I'm going to put Christmas right here. So I'm just going to tighten up the lines a little bit. And I'm going to try and use my white marker for that. So now I'm going to do the truck. I just want to make sure that it fits properly. I think this is the best fit. Okay, so for the tires, I'm going to go with white. Okay, and then for the rest, I'm gonna go with red. Okay. There we go. I think that turned out pretty good. And I'm just going to take my black and tighten up the lines again. Okay, so that's that. And now I'm going to paint on a little Christmas tree with my green paint. I hope I do a pretty good job. I'm not the greatest painter. There we go. I think that looks really good. So here it is. I think this turned out really nice. I love the little red truck. It is one of my favorite elements of decorating for Christmas. I will be making a winter wreath. This wreath can be, it's great for Christmas, but it can also stay on until through the winter. I'm using the loop yarn that came from Dollarama, as well as the nautical rope that I had left over, and this wrought iron reed form that came from Dollar Tree. And I have these ball brush trees that came from Dollarama, and they were, I believe, $2.50 for each pack. I'm not using all of them, just a couple from each pack. And I am also using the mini bottle brush trees that came from Dollar Tree. Again, I'm only going to use 2 or 3 from that. So the first thing that I am going to do is I'm going to loop the yarn around the wreath, and I'm just going to use hot glue to secure it, and then at every cross I will add a little bit of hot glue just to keep it all in place.
This year will be better in so many ways. Now that I've got someone keeping me so amazed. Now I know what Christmas can be like.
then I just put the rest, just secured it more with some hot glue. I think that looks really good. Now I'm gonna cut off a piece of nautical rope, and I'm just using this rope for hanging, and I'm just doing a loop, not a very tight loop, just because I'm not sure how high I need it to be for where I wanna hang it. Now I'm ready to add the trees. I pick a couple different colors, and then I snip off the bottom plastic ends and curl the little wire that's sticking just up against it so it sits flat, and I hot glue them to the wreath. This is a little bit tricky. I do end up propping it up a little bit with just whatever I had on hand, so that way the trees have a chance to, the glue has a chance to settle.
Christmas can be like, oh Lord, now I know what Christmas can be like.
I'm just going to finish off with the little trees. I'm putting 3 of them, and here it is. I think it turned out so cute. The next project is a little bit easier. I am just going to hot glue this material around the Christmas tree and use some nautical rope to accent the tree. The material I had left over from a different project. The little tree form came from Dollar Tree, and nautical rope is still the same rope that I've had left over from different projects. So I just cut slits and then wrap the material around the edges. Once I was finished wrapping the nautical rope around the tree, I cut little pieces off and in the same size, and then I just had glued those pieces to the bottom, and then I also outlined the star with the nautical rope. Now for the star, I take the nautical rope and I separate all the threads so that it's a lot thinner, and I wrap that around the star. And here it is, all finished. I think it looks so cute. And the last DIY that I will be making is I picked up these vases and these candle holders from Dollar Tree, as well as the fall snow, fake snow from Dollar Tree. The pine cones came from Dollarama. They were $2. And then I have leftover Epsom salt and crystals from the projects before, and you will also need hot glue. So you want to take the price tags or the stickers off the bottom, and then I hot glue one to the other with the narrower ends glued together, and then the second one I just left alone. And then I took the hot glue and I added drips to the top of the vase, and this doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to look like icicles pretty much had, and icicles aren't perfect. And then I sprinkled that hot glue with the salt and crystals, and to create like a frosted look. So I repeated this for the other two as well.
Christmas lights are all around.
Once I was done with the first one, I ended up hot gluing it to the candle holders, so then that way I had 3 different heights, and I did that right after I finished each one, just so they had time to, the glue had time to set.
But now I got my eye set on you. I'm not gonna play it safe. It's going down on Christmas Day. 'Cause I've been trying to tell you in every way. Yeah, I've been trying to show you, but somehow failed. I wanna have someone to hold.
Once they were done, I added the snow and the pine cones to them.
Now get it done, I'm not gonna wait. And right around the mistletoe, I'm gonna let my feelings show. Always got you on my mind, but I know this time.
These vases could totally be used after Christmas in your winter decor in January, because I think they turned out absolutely stunning. So the materials that I will be using, a wreath that came from Dollarama several years ago. I am not quite sure how much it cost. I'm sure it was under $4. Then I had picked up these, I'm not sure how I'm going to use that still. Then I picked up some of these antlers. I had this holly berry garland that I might use as well. And then I have some dry eucalyptus and some dry magnolia leaves that I'm certain I will be using, knowing which way I want this wreath to go. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm preheating my glue gun in case if I decide I need to use it. But the first thing that I'm doing is I am going to separate this garland. And I will be putting this garland in my family room above my big fireplace. And the color theme for that room is very traditional. Okay, I'm going to adjust it as it needs it. So my thoughts are that I will be putting some of these dried branches inside of it. And then I'm going to try and fit these in. Then I'm just going in with these smaller ones and just kind of putting them in where I see fit. Just play around with it. If you're not certain, then I would suggest don't hot glue everything until you have it where you want it. That's what I did with my fall wreath. I just kind of place things first, and then I hot glue them after. With this one, I'm living on the wild side, and I'm just putting stuff in. I just wanted it to look very natural, so that's what I'm doing. I'm still not certain how I'm gonna use these. I'm thinking maybe I will take a couple of them apart completely. I do love the way this one is looking. I'm not sure that I'm going to be adding these antlers. I just think that it might be maybe it won't be too much. Let me just see. Maybe I won't attach them. I will just put them on, and then if it's not working for me, then I will just take them off. So here it is, all hung up. This is where it's going to go. I don't have any decorations on my fireplace, but I do think that this will be a great piece to tie in all my main floor decor, because there's gonna be some white, some gold, some natural elements all throughout the house, and this wreath has it all, and it will all tie it in together. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you let me know by pressing thumbs up, as well as make sure you are subscribed if you're not, and that notification button is on so you don't miss out any of my new uploads. Thank you so much for watching, and see you all in my next video.